What's going on? What's going on, everyone? How we doing today? Market had a nice push up off the open. Very, very nice push up off the open. Then we kind of, we ran into this supply here, and we've kind of been fading and trickling back a little bit. Now, market's trying to see if we can, find a little bit of support and create a little bit of a higher low. Only thing I would be a little bit cautious of right here, right now, is it's setting up a little bit of a bear flag. So if we kind of lose these lows here, the market's definitely going to probably go down and test these low of days. I'm currently in a long position, just trying to feel it out a little bit. So not necessarily trying to look for too much right here, but just trying to see, can I start a little bit of a starter position that's going to be something maybe I can add into, or if it shoots up real quick, just take some quick profits. Again, I'm not in that big a size right now. We are profitable on the day, about $500 here. So I'm only trading a couple of micros. And that's kind of how I look at things is, if I'm green here, let's just kind of continue to stack a little bit, right? Just stack a little bit at a time. That way we can kind of, just add like cherries to the top of our ice cream sundae, right? So we're pushing up here, currently up $50 on 2 micros, which is not bad. Wish I would have been trading more size, but isn't that always the case? You always wish that you're trading more size when things are going right, and you're trading less size when things are going wrong, right? So again, in a typical market or a typical environment, let's say where, this is a fresh funded account, or it's something where, hold on, I'm just trying to watch this trade here, see if my take profit's going to get hit. I do have an 18-point take profit. I kind of just basing that off of ATR, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's see if we want to get up there and kind of tap and sweep this. As maybe I can get filled on that. But like I'm saying, so when you're really looking at getting into your funded account and you're just starting off, taking $50 trades, $100 trades, those are good. That's what's really going to start to stack up in your favor. And from there, it's just realistically about taking more time to kind of see things through. I know a lot of traders want to go out there and they want to make a bunch of money real quickly, and that can tend to get you into a lot of trouble. So we did get rejected there. We are pulling back. I do got a stop loss here below the previous 5-minute candle low. So if we kind of lose this 5 SMA here, it's going to probably stop me out, which is not a problem. So current stats today, I took a lot of scalps. We're currently at 10 trades here, 10 winning trades, total profit 533. Again, right now we're just trading those micros just to see if we can kind of stack up a little bit more along the way. But it is what it is. Now, I'm not really in the business of taking a bunch of little paper cuts when I'm already green on the day. So depending on how this trade works out, which to me, it feels like it's going to be a loser. It feels like this bear flag is going to come to play out here. I'm only interested in maybe taking one more trade. And that's just to kind of protect what we've done today. So we'll see here. We are losing a little bit of support. It's not looking too good. This previous 5-minute top wick doesn't look good at all. Now, what I can see here is probably a sweep of my stop loss, which I can, since I'm trading such small size, I can move it down just to see this play out just a little bit more. But this bear flag here is starting to play out a little bit. Okay, so it's starting to play out just a tad. And if we do start to take out this previous wick, you could be looking at that test of these previous low of days here. So that's kind of what we'll be looking at going forward. Yo, what's up, Norman? But again, as we start to approach lunchtime, I expect a little bit of choppiness behavior. We do have a lot of supply right here where we're at. So the sellers are definitely still in control. Okay, so when you're looking to scalp and you're looking to go against that kind of bigger trend, you gotta just think scalp. You gotta think get in, get out. You gotta understand that this doesn't have to be a big swing, and if you can get a little something, take a little something off of it. But we'll kind of see exactly what we're doing here. Getting a little bit of momentum to start to push up here. Guys, if you are trading and you're looking for a short move, watch out for this here, that bear flag breakdown. which looks really, really good. See a sweep here potentially. If we sweep, this is going to get me out of this position here. This is what I would be looking at here. A break of that or a retest in this range here. But how's everyone else out there doing today? How'd you guys finish the day? Are you guys still trading? You not trading? What are you looking for? Momentum starting to pick up a little bit here to the downside. To buy to go long. Yeah, you want to see if we sweep these lows. If we sweep these lows, you want to see that next low get put in before you start looking for those buys. I don't really see any solid buys until we probably get over 831, unless you're trying to take a little bit of a scalp. So got stopped out on that position there. About $125 hit on that, but we'll see how much this wants to go down here and then see if we can catch anything else. I need to pull up my big chart actually. I have a Bollinger Band sitting down here at 25,719. This does look good for a continuation down. So I want to see if this pushes up just a tad more. This pushes up into this supply here and then starts to push down. We might get a little bit more momentum to that downside. Big chart going here. So if we do push up into, look, we got a lot of supply here between 25,767, between 2567 or 25,767, right? So this is what I'm kind of looking at here, between 760s all the way up to like 780s. Ton of resistance here. So let's zoom this in here so we can see a little bit more. And then I'm looking at these lows that are getting swept here with the Bollinger Band sitting down at 712. So if this wants to get momentum, you might see a little bit of a push down here.
I found your hairpin beneath the bed last week.
As we come into lunch hour here, because we've been selling off, you could see a little bit of a dead cat bounce into lunch. So that's one thing that you're going to have to kind of keep in mind here.
But all I built was a hollow where you used to lie. Empty glass, empty heart. You walked out and took the light with you. Ain't no cure for this kind of dark. Just the hum of a
So here's that first resistance area. We do have a strong wick that's pushing up here. We do have a strong wick.
clock stuck at 2:45. Same how you said this ain't love.
First rejection there at those 760s.
I laugh like a fool with a hole in his chest. Now I'd give every tomorrow to take back that chest. Empty glass, empty heart. You walked out.
So right now, you just got to be patient here as we sit below this supply.
Ain't no cure for this kind of dark. Just the hum of a fan and the truth I knew. Truth I knew.
Nice little retest here of the 5 SMA as well as this 50 SMA here in this range. This is a nice little rejection spot here for sellers if they do want to step in, if the buyers can't kind of step up here.
Ice clings like a clock with no hand. The stool's worn smooth by better men. I ordered one, just one to drown, but the glass brought back your summer gown. Not the face, not the words you said, just the amber trail behind your head. Now the oak and smoke in this pour can't cover what your ghost left.
Good flush back down. So rejection there at that 5 SMA and 10 SMA. Let's see if we want to sweep now and want to go down to that Bollinger Band. But again, it's got to take out this recent low of day that's sitting here at 731. All right, I gotta get out. I got out of that short position. So I kind of fucked up and went back to the mini chart and took a little bit of a big hit there. So $1,000 hit. And then once I seen the rejection at that 50 SMA with the failure, I had to get back in short. So total fucking recovery there. But again, in full honesty and transparency, guys, when you're trading price action, right? Like my strategies and models have nothing to really do with like, I need to see, you know, certain liquidity at this area. And if this zone gets touched, blah, blah, blah. I'm a price action trader, meaning when I see price action touch specific levels, they need to, those prices at specific levels are not concrete walls, they're rubber bands. So like when you're trading price action, you're kind of like, I'm trying to figure out the best words to describe it. When you're trading price action, you're just trying to ride the wave. Like a surfer is riding a wave. So as price action's kind of pushing up, if it's pushing up into supply, okay, what does it do at that supply? Does it reclaim it or does it get rejected? And if it gets rejected, well, where is it going, right? If the overall chart is a little bit more bearish the past, 2 hours, then maybe those supply zones, those levels that you're looking at are just areas for the shorts to kind of reload. So all of those little long bounces. So for example, that long scalp that I took that got stopped out on earlier, I'm going against the wave, right? I'm going against that bigger trend. So it's like, if I don't catch the wave perfectly, I'm going to be on the wrong side of the trade. Now, yeah, you can just kind of sit short on the other side, but who wants to sit through 20, 30, 40 point bounces in attempts to get back on short, right? So it's very, very choppy. And for me, I don't really have a problem. Like, again, when you think about trading prop firms, especially prop firms, I'm only going to speak for prop firms. Trading personal capital is way different. But when you're trading prop firms, you're playing a game, okay? You're trying to hit a number, whether it's $3,000 to pass your evaluation, whether it's $3,000, $2,000, $2,500, whatever the fuck these prop firms need for you on a funded account so you can be eligible for a payout. That's what you're trying to do. So whether you're going long, short, long, it doesn't really matter. How are you going to get there? What are you going to use as a gauge, meaning supply and demand, levels, strategies, whatever? How are you going to use those to your advantage to kind of help you get closer to that goal, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if, you know, I trade with Apex, which Apex got a good sale. Again, I hate to be the guy to promote it, but fucking A, $40 for a lifetime activation fee. I actually had two stupid PA accounts that were just kind of sitting. They were just sitting. I didn't activate them, but they throw up this sale 70% off, which is not the best sale. But again, when you look at all the other prop firms, what do they charge for a 50K account? Between 40 and 60 bucks anyways. So the $40 activation fee was a fucking no-brainer. So I went and activated those last two PAs that I had sitting from last week that I passed. But when you think about trying to play this game, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, there's so many people, and this is kind of like, it's almost comical sometimes, because there's so many traders out there that will look at this and they'll be like, you know, they look at other traders and they analyze other traders. Well, you're not doing this right. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. You know what? How about you just worry about your own fucking trading and stay in your own lane, right? And I see it all the time. I'm a consumer of content when it comes to, you know, the other influencers, quote unquote, what people call them, the other traders, the other YouTubers, the people on Twitter, the people on the forums, on Reddit. I'm a consumer of content. So I love to look and I love to read into other people's strategies, what other people are saying about them. And there's so many people that have a fucking opinion on the way you should trade and how you should trade and how you learned how to trade. And that's the only way to trade. Guys, there's a million different ways to skin this fucking cat, right? So when you're talking about trying to skin this cat, what are you realistically trying to do? You're trying to get to one common goal. That one common goal, whatever stage you're at, is going to be one of two common goals. Pass your evaluation, typically on a $50,000 account, is to make $3,000 before you blow the motherfucker up. Or it's to make between $2,000 and $3,000 so you can get a payout in X amount of days following whatever ABC rule that the prop firm you're trading has put on you. That's the game. However you get there is how you get there. Some people want to walk a straight line all the way there. Great. Some people want to veer right and go off-roading a little bit and get there a little bit faster. Fine. Do it however you want to do it, right? Doesn't really matter how you do it. Just fucking do it, right? Again, time is money, especially when you're looking at trading prop firms. I look at it like this. How much did the evaluation cost? How much did your activation fee cost? How much is that worth to you in terms of time? So if this evaluation cost me $35 on an 85% off or 80% off sale, and activation fee is whatever it is, right? What, $40, right? Right now with Apex, I'm all in for $75. How much is $75 worth to me? I'll tell you one thing, $75 is not worth 30 fucking days. Well, what does that mean? $75 is not worth 30 days to me. I'm not going to sit in something for 30 days trying to pass an evaluation, trying to get one payout. You know, like, it's the cost of doing business. And I think a lot of people have it like misconstrued because they've never traded personal capital. I trade options on a weekly basis. I trade equities on a weekly basis. I can't even get into a fucking trade with $75 worth of risk. If I'm wrong on one trade, you have to keep this in mind. On one trade, I'm probably going to lose $400 or $500 based on the size that I'm trading. So how many evaluation and activation fees is that? Probably 10, 15, 5, right? So think about it. Is it worth it to sit in here for 30 days and try to slow poke this? Now, I do recommend slow poking when you have like 10 accounts, 15 accounts, 20 accounts. Why? Because you can sit there and stack $100 days across 5 accounts, 10 accounts, and slow poke that for 30 or 35 days to almost ensure you get a payout. But many people are in the beginning stages. You're in the beginning phase of trying to become profitable. You're in the beginning phase of trying to take a payout. So for you, time is money. Okay? Time is money. You take 30 or 60 days to try to pass an evaluation, you're wasting a whole lot of time and making no money. Remember, this is the money business. It takes money in this industry to make money. Many people think that they're going to grow dollar bills, grow $100 bills out of the fucking ground because you learned one particular strategy or someone told you a specific way to trade. And again, regardless of your strategy, I don't care how people trade. Like I said, there's a million different ways to skin this cat. What you need to do is figure out how much your time is worth. We're selling off a little bit more here. So figure out how much your time is worth to you. I'm going to try a little bit of a scalp here on a couple of micros. See if we get another push down through low of day. I know I shouldn't be shorting here at this low, but I'm feeling risky right now. On 2 micros, right? How fucking risky is that? So what I'm looking at here is if we're staying below this 5 SMA, the selling pressure is still down, right? So if selling pressure is still down, you want to stay more short-sided bias, right? And again, guys, sometimes this is how I scratch the itch, right? You know how you get that feeling where you want to put on a trade, you want to be involved, you want to feel like some fucking badass? I go out there and I pretend I'm a badass and I put on 2 micros. I'm in the mix here. The blood's pumping a little bit. We're trading with 10, 12 bucks here at a time. So what, right? Biggest loss I'm probably going to take here is $100. Who cares, right? But it makes me feel like I got skin in the game. It makes me feel like I'm moving and shaking. And sometimes I think a lot of you guys need to do that because some of you guys get that urge to scratch that itch and you're going out there throwing out 1, 2, 3 mini contracts and you're getting smoked for 2,000 blown in an account on one bullshit trade, right? So you know what I like to do is just get some skin in the game. Guess what? You know, we're up $30 here. I'm going to take the $30. So what? It's $30 on top of the P&L. Gross P&L right now is $1,400. Gross P&L is $1,400. That means absolutely shit because we've taken some losses here. Total P&L, I don't know if you guys can see it. Where the fuck is it at? Total P&L, $1,169. Love that number. 76. You know why? I'm running out of fucks to give, guys. I'm running out of fucks to give, right? So when you're playing these prop firms and you're trading, you're playing a big old game here. It's a big game. Can I beat the game? I don't know, right? Like, we don't know. And I love that song, and I'm probably going to pull it up. Running out of fucks to give. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this song. Let's see. So again, what you want to keep in mind here. I should probably get off this stupid chart. I can't chart on it. And by the way, guys, I trade with Apex. I trade with day traders. I trade with Top Step. I trade with Top 1 futures. I don't chart on any of these. Like, there's some lines and shit on here, but I don't chart on them. I use think or swim, right? I use think or swim. So here I can get an accurate read of what's going on here, baby. So what I'm looking at here is this low of day, right? Do we touch this low of day? I don't know, right? I wish I knew, because if I knew, I would sell the wife, kids, and mortgage the house to go all in. I don't know what we're going to do here. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mark it out, because if we do get down there and sweep, and as we get into lunchtime, if we reclaim that low of day, there's a good opportunity that that might be the low of day, and the market might to reverse coming out of lunch. Okay? So that's what I think. Here's a song, guys. I'm running out of fucks to give. Turn it up a little bit here. Running. Yes, sir. You know why, guys? Because time is money. Time is money, and I'm running out of fucks to give.
Gave one to my girl, gave another to a friend, even gave one to my ex. I don't got any more fucks left. After seeing my energy burned up, some lessons learned.
I don't know how old you guys are, right? And I'm not even this old. But if you don't appreciate good music, get the fuck off the stream, because I'm running out of fucks to give, boys. So what I'm looking at here, Bollinger Band sitting down here at 25,695. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at low of day sitting down there at the 660s. Again, do you want to start a short position here? Probably not, right? Everyone loves strategies. You love black and white. You love simple. Okay. Everyone should have been short, or you should have been short once we started to reclaim that 200-day moving average. And then once you've seen the rejection and we lost the 20 SMA, I teach that strategy. Over 3,000 videos on YouTube teaching the 20 SMA strategy, the most simplest strategy you can use. Even a rock can do it, you know? So the true short, the true change in the intraday trend break was around 7:50 PST. So 10:50, around 11 a.m. Around 11 a.m. that trend changed short term. And we should have been getting short there, using any type of stop loss on a reclaim over that 20 SMA, on a reclaim over that 200 SMA. That's your stop loss. Ultimately, there's been about an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes here where we all should have just been short. And I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that easy, right? But it's not. It's not that easy. But the chart is telling me in hindsight that I should have been short from here at 10 o'clock. Why didn't I listen? I don't know. I don't know. Guys, make sure you guys are smashing the like button. Looking at a little bit of support here at the Bollinger Band, 25,693, 25,693. Does it hold? Who knows? See these last couple wicks here? You see this Bollinger Band? I don't know if you guys can see it that clear. See this Bollinger Band? The Bollinger Band is the white line here that's kind of containing this price action. See how we kind of keep touching it? Bollinger Band still, it's trending down, so the pressure is still down. The only problem with kind of shorting down here this close to low of day is that if it bounces, because there's always that if it bounces, you're going to be in drawdown from about 700 all the way up to 740, from 700s all the way up to 750. Do you want to be in a 30, 40, 50 point drawdown just to see if it's going to continue lower? That's why it's so critical to pick your spots on where you're shorting, because so many of us, we get into trying to decipher and trying to predetermine where this market is going to continue, and that's where we F things up, because we're not realistically zooming out a little bit and looking, if this continues and there is a bounce or it does get choppy, how much drawdown, how much heat am I going to be in? How much fire am I going to be in? And you don't realize that, because next thing you know, you're on 1 mini, 2 mini, 3 mini contracts. And now you're in 20, 30, 40 points drawdown and you're stuck. You're stuck. So just stay patient. Just stay patient. You know, I would almost rather someone say, I'm going to get long here. Why? Because you know where my stop loss would be at? It's right here. It's the fucking lows. It's the lows. It's determined already, guys. Getting into a short here with the potential to continue down is great, but there's too much fucking upside. There's too much upside that I'm going to have to sit through. Right? You see that? If someone was short, this candle doesn't look like much. 12, 13 points. What I want to see is one more sweep. Watch this. If I get one more sweep through this low of day that bounces into this Bollinger Band and then I get a wick off of it, I'm going to go long, because the stop loss is going to be real defined. If that happens, it's going to be real defined. And that's why people go long against the trend. That's why people go short against the trend. Why? Because you can fucking have a predetermined stop. Sitting short right now, if you're just entering, you got a long ways away for that stop. And for all you guys that say, well, I just put a 5-point stop loss, I just put a 10-point stop loss, so it doesn't really matter. Bullshit, it doesn't matter. You're going to get stopped out a lot more than you're going to make money, I'll tell you that. And that's called death by a million paper cuts, boys. Now, let's clear something up. This does not mean you try to bounce every new low. No, no, no. We don't do that. We wait for that low, wherever it may be, to come into a zone of support. What am I classifying as the zone of support? My Bollinger Band sitting at 690s. That's what I'm using. Boom, 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 boom. So here's that sweep. Here's that sweep. I'd like it to be a little bit lower. I'd like it to crack 700s, actually. And I want to see a reaction off of this zone. I want to see a reaction somewhere in here. Sweep and then a wick. That's what I want to see. Big Dave, welcome. Welcome to the dark side. Where we're running out of fucks to give. All right, I got a little bit of a reaction here. I'm just waiting. We got 2 more minutes on this 5-minute time frame. Guys, I trade the 5-minute view. So we're looking at a 5-minute chart here, waiting for this close. We got about a minute and a half before the next candle opens. I'm waiting for the reaction off this Bollinger Band. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive red candle closes. I'm looking for not a swing back long up to the highs. I'm looking for a scalp. I'm looking for a scalp. Love it. Keep flushing. It's better for me. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna sweep low of day. We're gonna sweep low of day. Sweep it, sweep it. So 40 seconds left before the next 5-minute candle opens. If we sweep that low of day and push, we've already busted through that Bollinger Band. So this is all great here for me for a long scalp in this zone. Right? Double bottom here. I want to, now that we've swept that Bollinger Band, I want to see that sweep. Market wants to have momentum to the downside. Great. Great. Get through it then. Got to figure a lot of longs from earlier in the day are getting smoked right now, right? So there's that sweep through low of day. There's that sweep through low of day. I get my chart on another screen here, so in case I need to go fire long, we can fire long. I need to see that wick. I need to see the wick. Long at 55s. I'm in with you. I'm in with you. 25,649 is my entry. 25,649 is my entry. We're up 10 points. Bam. We're up 10. We're up 10. $649. I'm out. That's what I'm looking for. No fucks to give. Why would you get out long? Why would you get out of that? What if it bounces from here? I don't give a fuck. I told you guys, I'm running out of fucks to give. Why did I take 10 points? Because it's easy money, baby. It's easy money. Total P&L today, 1,206. Where the hell's it at? Right here. Total P&L. 1,206. Did we take some losses? Yeah, we took some losses. Yeah, we took some losses. Do we care? Nah. Nah. Evaluation? Nah. Funded account. Funded account. Look at the bounce, baby. Look at the bounce. Were we right or were we wrong? Were we right or were we wrong? Let's play it again. Let's play it again. Boom, boom, boom. Look at the bounce. Boom. Let's play it again. Boom, boom. Where do I see this bounce going? I see this bounce going to 699. If I put an exact price point on it. But let's listen. Ooh. Mm. 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 I grew up in the wrong era, boys. So let's kind of recap this, right? Because we were waiting for this. I was waiting for this. So what I was waiting for was, I want to go long, right? That was my thought process. I want to go long. Why? I can't go short. Not anymore. Not anymore. Would I have made money if I would have went short? Sure. But something inside of me, I couldn't go short. Why? Because if it bounced like it's doing right now, you're looking at a 63-point bounce. That's tough to stomach. I don't care what size you're trading. I don't care if you're trading 1 micro. That's $125. That's tough to stomach, right? So if we were going to bounce from right in here where I was originally talking about this, if we were going to bounce, we were going to bounce into this supply before going lower, right? So starting a short right here in this area, starting a short there would have been absolutely diabolical, because you don't want to sit through that 40, 50, 60 point bounce. So you can't, there's no more shorts. Shorts come off the table, right? Shorts come off the table. So now what do you have to do? Well, you gotta wait for a bounce to re-enter short. God, this looks so good to go into 725s. So now I was looking at the Bollinger Band to get swept. Well, when it swept the Bollinger Band, guess what? It gave us a 2-for-1. Not only did it sweep the Bollinger Band, but it swept low of day. So when it swept the low of day, I'm expecting a reaction. Which I'm expecting the buyers to defend. Great. So once they swept and it puts in this little wick, now I can go long. Why? Because my stop loss is here. My stop loss is there through the low of day. It's easy. It's not 60 points away. It's like 15, 20 points away. It's like 10 points away. And this is going to go to 25,720. So you couldn't have timed that any better. You couldn't have drawn it up on the chart any better. Does it work all the time? No, it doesn't. I wish it did. I wish it did. I wouldn't be sitting here if it did. But when it works, baby. When it works, it works. You know? Ooh. Crazy pump. Right off that area we were looking at, boys. So think about this in terms of a patience standpoint. Think about this in terms of a patient standpoint. Let's say you overslept and you barely showed up to the market 30 minutes ago, and you were looking at the chart and you're like, what the hell do I do? You could have sat here and waited for the low of day sweep. Was it going to happen? We don't know. You could have waited for it though. That's the thing. People say, well, like a lot of times people will get into this mantra where they're like, well, how do you know if it's going to sweep? How do you know if it's going to bounce? How do you know it wasn't going to go down? You don't. That's why I'm telling you to wait. You wait. And if it gives it to you, then you fire. Then you fire. Because you don't know. If we knew what the market was going to do based on some strategy that we learned, none of us would be here right now. None of us. We'd be off doing something else with no fucks to give. Right? But we don't, so we wait. We wait here like a bunch of idiots until something happens. And then when something happens, just make sure that your risk is defined. That's all you do. So we got a little rejection here off that 10 SMA, off that dead cat bounce. Volume spiked a little bit. Yeah, we got ATR at 38 points right now. Pretty juicy for lunch hour. So what I would also look at here too is if this stays rejected under this 10 and we start to get back below 696, you want to look for a higher low. You can also look for a little bit of a short back down into 680s, which is now you're getting a little aggressive. You're getting a little risque, but remember, if you've been watching, we're just riding the wave. Up, down, up, down, up, down. I just want to catch a little wave. That's it. So watch this 5 SMA. This is going to be our guide here. Over the 5 SMA, dead cat bounce is still in play. Below the 5 SMA, sellers take control again. That's it. 5 simple moving average. So 25,696. That's the line in the sand. That's the area we're defending. Yes, sir. Listen, boys. Where's my whiskey? Give it to me. All right, I'm watching this low here. This, not low, but this 5 SMA. I'm watching 696. Remember, I'm a surfer. I'm playing price action. I play it quick. We're wedged, guys. We're wedged. Stay patient. till this wedge breaks. I just don't like the longs anymore. Not anymore. Too much supply right here. It could definitely go. It's just puts a little fear in my eyes. What I say that was 696 and a half, maybe 695. Make it an easy number. 695. Just watching price. That's it. Boring job. I don't know why any of you guys want to trade. This is a boring job. I've been trading for 13 years. This shit is boring. Get out now while you can. This business will rip your heart out. Because you know why? Too many people are too emotional. You're trying to save that last penny. You're too emotional. Stop worrying about the money will follow. There's the 695s. I'm short here. Five SMA looks like it's going to hold up here, though. If not, I'm expecting a higher low. I'm not expecting a new low of day. I'm expecting a higher low. So somewhere in this range, 680s. 680s would be enough to get me out. Anything over like 718, 720 would get me out as well. Higher low could be set here. As long as this 5 SMA holds, I mean, the buyers can definitely step in and pop this. Come on, give it to me. Get me into the 80s. Not gonna do it. You see how you're forming these little wicks right here at this 5 SMA? I look at these moving averages as buyers. I got buyers holding me up here. I need to get them out of the way. If I don't get them out of the way, they're gonna pop me. You're wedged. So I'm looking at this wedge in between 695 and 715. That's the wedge. That little 20-point range there is definitely the battle zone that we need to see. You need to see one of those sides get taken out. That's what you want to see. The downside, I want to see 80s. I want to see 80s to the downside. What I don't want to see is over 715. Again, these are the moments here where you got to be patient. These are the moments you got to be patient. Nothing's really going on, right? Nothing's really going on in this range. Above 690, below 7, let's call it 720, nothing's going on. This is just a whole lot of nonsense. So you got to sit there. You got to sit there. And this is why a lot of traders, they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like that feeling of, I don't know what's going to happen. I might lose. I might lose. Yeah, we all lose. We all lose. We're losers. We're lifetime losers in this game, boys. We're lifetime losers in this game. But you know what? Broken clock is right twice a day, right? We only need to hit a couple winners. Few good months, you parlay that into more accounts, you parlay that into a bigger account, you take bigger trades, bigger size. You start stacking, you start compounding. You start learning how to be profitable. You learn what you do good. Remember, we're all different. What you do good, I might be horrible at. What I might be good at, you might be horrible at it. You got to learn you. Getting a little momentum here on that pop. I don't like that. 5 SMA is starting to curl up a little bit here. So what I was expecting, what I was looking for here was just a sweep down in here, right? Down into this gap. That's what I'm looking for. Between here and here, I'm looking for some type of sweep in this area for a higher low to then push back up out of lunge. My entry price is 695 short. 695 short. I want to see something in the 80s though. There's 80s, 90s got cracked. Give me a sweep. There we go. There it is. I'm out. 12 points. I'm out. I'm out. Total P&L $1,250 and $60. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. That's it. What was I waiting for? Crack it and sweep this little box. What box do you say? This box that I drew. What is that box? It's a box that I drew. That's what it is. I wanted to see that. That's how we surf the price action. Does it always work? No. But that's what you want to see. And again, for those of you guys who are super mechanical, I've got to get this level. I need 20 points. My stop loss can only be 10 points. The market will chew you up and eat you and spit you out alive. Will you do great? Sure. Some weeks you will. And you will have weeks of just pure agony and pain because it doesn't cooperate. You are trying to box the market in. You're not going to do that with your 10-point stop loss. You're not going to do that with your 5-point stop loss. You're not going to do that with your fixed target. You're never going to do that. You can't box this beast. You can't box this beast. You have to just get on its back and you got to ride it. And you can't have any fucks to give if you win, lose, or draw. Make sure you guys hit the like button. See the stats today. Took a hell of a lot of scalps. Boom, boom. Trader rate ever wants to load. We want to see this week's stats. We can see this week's stats. Gross P&L 2,600. Nobody cares. Total P&L after losses 2,200. 2,200. Today's Tuesday. This week means 2 days. $2,239.80. Largest winning trade 2,000. Wow. That's lucky. Largest losing trade 1,000. That hurts, right? I don't have any fucks to give. What I focus on here is the average. The average, because it's all about the average. 359 average losing trade. 252 average winning trade. Negative risk to reward? Yeah. Can you be profitable with it? Yeah, you can. Average winning trade time 45 seconds. Longest winning trade time 6 minutes. So what do we do with this funded account? We coast it. We coast it. $100 days, $200 days, $50 days, I don't care. We coast it for another 2 to 3 weeks. We get into that profit zone, that profit area. We request a payout, we recycle the process. That's it. So that low of day, this low of day can be taken off. This means nothing. What I'm looking at here would be something like that. If that gets broken. More downside. If that holds. What did we talk about? This is not rocket science. Higher low. Higher low. I like the wick on this. I like the previous 5-minute candle close for a potential bounce. Because the risk can be defined. The risk can be defined here.
Bar stools feeling heavy, and the neon's burning low. The jukebox hums a slow tune, only broken men would know. Ashtray full of silence, glass half full of lies, and I keep toasting shadows while
This is what I'm looking at. This little flag here, this trend line. If that breaks, you could see a sweep into 655. Anything below 655s, you're going to see a new low. If we start to reclaim 697, we start to reclaim 700, you can see a nice dead cat bounce into 730s.
learn to fight, and I drown the aching rhythm, smoke whiskey in the night. Smoke whiskey.
But I like the previous 5-minute candle because of that wick. And I like using that wick as a defined level of risk. So I'm long from 689. From 689, so we're up almost another 10 points. Again, is it a lot of cash? No, it's not. But it's an honest day's work. It's an honest day's work. It's an honest day's work. $50, I'll take it. I'll take it. Why? Because it took me 2 minutes to make $50. It's an honest day's work. It's an honest day's work. Current P&L, $1,299.52. Do I care? No. because it doesn't mean anything until the money's in my bank account. I could blow this account tomorrow. But it's nice to look at today, though. And that's how I ride the wave. Get in and out. 8 points here, 10 points here, 5 points here, 12 points here, 15 points here. Why did I like this trade? That previous 5-minute candle. I'm reading the price action. And look at, I hate even saying that. I'm not reading shit. I'm looking at the candlestick and I'm just using my common sense brain. If the previous candlestick was a hammer candle and there's a wick on it, I have a clear level of defined risk. What does that mean? I have a stop loss under that wick. I can get long in here and hopefully that this market wants to bounce and retest some of this supply, right? That's all I'm thinking about. I'm trying to get on that beast's back. Most people would say, well, what if it goes lower? I don't care if it looks lower. I don't care if it goes lower. Guess what? If it goes lower, fine. It's going to stop me out right there. Done. So what? I was wrong. Right? Many people are scared to say that they're wrong, which is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. You're going to be wrong a lot. You're going to be wrong so much in this business. This is just a numbers game. It's all numbers. More trades, more numbers, more wins, more losses. You start to get numb to this shit, guys. You start to get numb to it. You could see, we got 10 minutes before we come out of lunch. You could see this market start to bounce because we swept the low of day, right? We bounced, we pulled back, we put in a higher low. You could see this not be a super clean move, but a grind. You can see a grind back into like 750s. You know, you can see this grind back into 750s. We've reclaimed short-term supply here, the 5 and 10-day moving average. I can see this getting all the way into 729, 725. Enough for me to bet on it? Sure. Let's bet. 714, I'm out. That was it. 714 was the entry. I'm out. Why? I'm looking at supply to supply. Supply to supply. So that's what I hate using the word teach. That's what I talk to the traders in my community about. Supply to supply, demand to demand. That's a lot of my strategies are built on. If we confirm an area of supply, do we go to the next area of supply? That's what we're going to bet on. And the stop loss is going to be, okay, well, what's the previous candle low? Where's the loss of that trend? Where's the loss of that analysis? Where does that analysis break, right? That's what we're looking at. If we lose an area of demand, do we have potential to go to the next area of demand? And where's the potential stop loss to the top side if we're wrong? That's it. So we're just making those analyses, that we're making that analysis on a day-by-day basis, on a trade-by-trade basis, and then we just kind of follow that. Current P&L, $1,330.44. Scalping machine over here. A scalping machine. 77% profitable trades. That's all I care about. I want to be right more than I'm wrong. And when I'm wrong, I don't want to get blown out. That's it.
To dance like fire back when my knees were young. ran fast with no direction. Look up on the wall, baby, hand me down my shooting light. Look up on the wall, baby, hand me down.
So we got rejected at that 20 SMA, guys. We got rejected at the 20 SMA. Watch out for this flag. Watch out for that flag. I love this song. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up. Nice, Norman. What time's that tea time? Hit him straight. I hate the time change, because normally for me, I would trade, do whatever I got to do, handle business, and then during the week, me and my buddies would catch a later tea time during the week. 1, 2 o'clock, and now, I mean, it's dark at 5:30. It kind of sucks. Either I gotta leave trading early and go earlier in the day now, or play 9, which I don't want to do, but I'm not opposed to it. Or those weekend tea times. I actually have a weekend tea time on Saturday. I'm all pumped up, ready to golf. I've been watching the Barstool Bob Does Sports Internet Invitational, and I'm ready to get out there. I'm ready to get out there. I like this. I like this. I like this short, kind of breaking through this little trend line here. The market is getting a little bit more weaker to the downside, meaning that the pushes down now are not as strong as they previously were. So you got to be careful, guys. Be careful, because when the buyers eventually want to step in and snap this, they're going to snap it, and all the shorts are going to get trapped pretty hard. So you got to be a little careful here. So I am short below 673, but I have no problem getting out of this if we start to break 689. Again, you know me, just looking for a very quick scalp. Maybe I'll just look for 5 points on this puppy, if I can get it. But we're getting wicks. Now when we're bouncing, we're getting like little wicks showing that we're getting some resistance down here to go lower. And we are pretty extended. 673 is my entry. So I'm up about 5 points. Now it's back to almost break even. I'm not getting the momentum that I need here. 68, 670. 668 would be 5 points. When you're struggling to get 5 points, you know things are the tide is turning, right? the tide is turning. Back to break even here. $68 is 5 points. There's a 5. Okay, I'm out. I'm out. Good. Good. I don't know how many points I took on that, but good. But I got... How do I see it? I don't know. But it worked. The short worked through the trend line. That's it. I don't need to do any crazy analysis on it. Break the trend line, go short. I think I took close to 10 points. I don't know. I don't know. But you see the wicks though, guys? You see how those little scalps, why you have to keep that mentality? Because you're getting these little wicks. Like, and you're getting like this flattening out process here around the low of day. So this whole area is flattening out. Like here is the big area I was looking at. But if I just kind of do this, right? Just say that this is support. You see how we're kind of flattening out there? Now, obviously, if we do start to close below the low of day, sure, we're going to go lower, but you're starting to see the tide change a little bit. If this closes like this hammer candle, I'm going to go long. And why? Right? Why? Because I like it. Why? Because I can use this wick as a stop. It's 5 seconds before the next candle opens up. Now, if it breaks the low, the long interest for me goes away. But I just sit and I wait. I sit and I wait. I'm waiting for 85. Let's call it 686 is what I'm waiting for. I got to see if they want to pick me up. I got to see if they want to pick me up at 686. Remember, a breach of the previous 5-minute candle low invalidates that. $686. I don't know if they want to pick me up or not. Might just be a confirmation of that trend low break, which I don't have any interest of going short anymore. Not at the low of day. Keep that in mind. Not at the low of day, guys. We already went short through the trend line break once for 10 points. I don't have any interest of taking it again. It's like the same trade, right? Might as well have just still been in the trade if I believed it was going to go lower. Now it can definitely go lower, but it's not for me. So it looks like, sorry guys, I was texting. It looks like if we start to lose this, you have this Bollinger Band here for just a continuation lower, right? Again, this is just bounce, reject, bounce, reject, bounce, reject. You know, kind of looks like I was saying, kind of looks like a bottoming out process here. But again, you know, what are you going to do, right? They wanted the market to go lower, and market's going lower. You know, yeah, I mean, there's nothing to really say about it. If you look at the daily chart, look at the daily chart, guys. Look at this daily chart. This daily chart smashed. We closed below this 10-day moving average. Market's bearish tomorrow. So if I'll leave you guys with this. Any gap up tomorrow, you're looking for the short. I'll tell you that. Any gap up, any push up off the open, first hour, look for the short. Look for the short tomorrow. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Come back to my channel and tell me, hey, I looked for the short. Hey, you know, I made some money. Great. Your next support is sitting down here at 25,400s. That's where we're coming. Bare minimum. When are we going there? I don't know, but we're coming there. We're going there. Okay, that's where we're going. Look at all this prior resistance here. Look at that. That was a month long worth of consolidation before we popped. Now look where we're coming. You know what that is? Break, retest. Once we get down there, the market will tell you if this is going to be a continuation higher, or it will tell you that it's a deeper correction, and the next correction will be down there in 24,760s. What's AMD doing? What's AMD doing? Oh, look at AMD as well. AMD looks like a great short. I'm going to keep this on watch tomorrow. Anything below 247.40s tomorrow on AMD's got room down to 241. And because AMD was flying so much, has room to come down. I don't know what any of that means. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. What the fuck does any of that mean? It's a lot of big words for me. I just want to know if it's going lower or higher. To me, it looks lower. Yeah. Okay, lower. Good. We're on the same page. Good. Ooh. Guys, if you don't see me on YouTube anymore, it's because they deleted my entire channel for copyright. Look at this. Lower. See if we break this trend line. If we do break this trend line, maybe we push down into 630s. Guys, I'm short. 656. 656 is my short. 656 is my short. Looking for a quick scalp. There's 5 points. I'm out. I'm just going to take the 5-point scalp. My scalps will get smaller and smaller and smaller the lower and lower and lower we go. The Colts got Sauce Gardner, and Shaheed went to the Saints. Gosh damn it. My Pittsburgh Steelers didn't get no wide receiver. What a joke. I'm scalping my way out of drawdown today, was down 1100. Hell yeah. Just so imagine this. Imagine if you just came in every day with that little scalper mentality. I'm just going to ride the wave. I'm going to get in here, take a little bit here, get in here, take a little bit here. You can piece together a decent day. $100 here, $200 here, $300 here. Next thing you know, you're looking back at the day and you're like, holy shit, I'm up $400 and it felt like I didn't do anything. So what do we think here? I want the long. I feel like the long is coming. Just a little bit of a long. A little bit of a long. A little bit of a long. Sellers are tired. Right? Maybe not. Maybe not. 628. I have a little bit of support down here at 628. 628. Boom, 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 boom. All right, the same thing here again. If we get down into this Bollinger Band and we sweep it and we put in a wick, maybe we catch that little bit of a bounce. Remember, like last time. Like last time. But it's got to get down there. It's got to get down there, or we need to reclaim the 5 SMA in order for me to want to go long. Or I need to see some big hammer candle here. The range on this candle is 23 points. So even right now, coming out of lunch, we still have some decent range on these candles. Should we go? What are we doing, Norman? Have a buy at 29. Oh yeah, hopefully we get there. Yeah, I'm waiting to see that as well. Yeah, if we can get down there, it might be okay. Because you know it's coming, right? Everyone knows it's coming. It's just, where is it coming? And do we want to sit it through grind? You know, do we want it to grind us out before it finally bounces? I mean, and again, you don't have to, like, what a lot of people will get confused on is people think that a bounce needs to look like this, right? That doesn't need to be a bounce. You know what a bounce is? This. Look at that one candle. This. Look at that one candle. Look at these 3 candles. Those are bounces. How much are those bounces? Well, let's look at the range. The range is 32 points. So that's a... Guys, I'm long here. I'm long. I'm using the previous 5-minute candle as a stop. Using the previous 5-minute candle as a stop, I'm long. 662 is my entry. 662 is my entry. 662 is my entry. Like, remember, we don't need to make 50, 60, 70 points on a bounce. All right. 62 is my entry. 662 is my entry. 662 is my entry. Playing fucking games with me though. We have a little bit of support resistance here at 676. 676. I should have taken a fucking 5 points. Patience, patience, patience. Nice. Like, that's what I'm talking about. If you can just keep on grinding little wins like that, you're golden. You're golden. People think you need to make thousands and thousands of dollars. You don't have to. Like, you don't have to make $500 a trade. Like, $50 to $100 trades, they add up quickly. You know? The market's putting in a new low of day here. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Exactly. Like, you got to think about it. People are out there grinding for $100 to $200 days. 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. You're sitting down, clicking buttons, pulling out 40 bucks here, 50 bucks there, 100 bucks here. You just come, you treat it as a job. You come in, you do that every day. You're looking back at the end of the month. You're taking a payout. Simple. I got to look at the 1 hour chart to see where we're at. The 1 hour chart is just a free fall mode. To 582, that's 50 points lower. 50 points lower. By the way, guys, I got stopped out of the short that I got into. I got stopped out for 18 points on 2 micros. Current balance now $1,275.20. So we took a little bit of a hit there, but that's okay. We're gonna get it back. There's those 29s for Norman. It's just the hourly chart is so fucking weak, though. The hourly chart is so weak. But when I'm up this big, yeah. Because if I still trade with minis and I take a loss like that, I don't want to be down 400 or 500. I don't want to give away 30% of my P&L. This late in the day trading micros just allows me to be in the move. Like, it just allows me to be in the moves. Yeah, market is so fucking bearish. You know that a bounce is coming. Even if you think that, like, even if the market is bearish and it's going lower, you need to bounce, get the liquidity to go lower, right? So yeah, Big Dave, it's all a mindset thing, right? So it allows me to still play in the sandbox without freaking getting hurt, you know, when you're green. Okay. I'm going to try the long again here. $6.26 is the entry. $6.26 is the entry. I'm looking at resistance at around 645. Beautiful. We're up almost 20 fucking points here, boys. Yep. And profit was filled right back into the 5 SMA. Love that. So the previous loss that I took, I increased my size from 2 to 3 micros on that one. So not only do we get back the loss, we get back profit as well. So now that brings the P&L $1,345.12. Beautiful. Beautiful. And do we see how that played? We knew the bounce was coming, right? Hopefully Norman took a little piece of that. Yep, there he is. Norman got it. I knew Norman wasn't going to fuck around and not get it. Norman got it. That's it. You knew that the bounce was coming. And again, remember, guys, like I said, the bounce doesn't have to be... Like, people think, oh, when you get into a bounce, that the candle needs to do this. That they need to do that. That's a bounce. That's more like a swing. That's a recovery. We're talking about just a bounce, right? This candle that's printing right now is 40 points. That's the range. It's 40 points. So most of you guys are looking for 10, 20, 30 points, right? So just get the timing right, and you can get your move in one candle. You can get your move inside of 5 minutes. You don't need to be in a trade for 2 or 3 fucking hours. And then again, now what? We're out of the trade. We don't care if this goes lower. Who gives a shit? And we don't care if it goes higher. We already made our money. Just like it was said, some people go to work for 8 hours all day and make $100, $200, $300. Guys, we're doing it here in 5 minutes at a time. Beautiful move, guys. Hit the like button for Norman. Hit the like button for Big Dave joining the community. Hit the like button if you don't have any more fucks to give. Let's play it again. Let's play it again. Let's play it again. Here it comes. So hit the like button. If you understand that you don't need to make $500 every trade, if you understand that just scalping these little moves and riding the price action is all you need, hit the like button. If you're running out of fucks to give, hit the like button. Yeah, see what your wife thinks when you're collecting all those paychecks from the prop firms. Give it a couple months, right? Get a new mindset going into this. See what she starts saying when that money's rolling in, baby. You see that? So we get rejected and it's starting to pull back a little bit. Who cares? For all the traders who say, yeah, don't go against the trend. I agree. Don't go against the trend, meaning don't get into a long down here and expect it to reverse. Don't get into a long down here on against a trend expecting a big swing for 200 points to the upside. But you can find moves where you can catch these bounces. Now, again, it's not going to be on every candle, guys. Like there was a pop here, pop here. It's not going to be on every candle. It's only when you start coming into some of those bigger areas of demand, those deeper areas of support. What was it in this case? We got down into that Bollinger Band. We got down into the Bollinger Band and we were anticipating a reaction off the Bollinger Band. And sure as shit, it gave us a 30-point reaction off of it. Whether you took it for 5 points, you took it for 10, you took it for 6, you took it for 30, it doesn't matter. You got the reaction off the Bollinger Band. You know what I'm saying, boys? I got bills, I got shit too. Guys, if you've been on the stream and you've made any money, let's put a W in the chat. If you've been on the stream and you've taken any winning trades, let's get a W in the chat at least. Show me that it's working. Show me that you guys ain't sitting there with your thumbs up, you know what. Love it, love it, love it. New low, new low. Those sellers are strong. And again, why are the sellers so strong? Guys, look at the higher time frame. This chart is cooked. This is a 1 hour chart. It's cooked. Okay? I want you to look at the daily. The daily intraday today is cooked. It's below support. There's no support. It's in the middle of a range. The next support that we have on our daily chart is sitting down here at 25,393. It's cooked. So why is the market going down? What's the news? What's this? Guys, forget about all that bullshit. Technically, we lost support. So what happens when you lose an area of support? You're going to go down and try to find the next area of support, right? This is common sense. This is where I think people, and I think a lot of traders, they get too wrapped up in a lot of the shit online that they're trying to learn. It's very simple. The world is very simple. It's supply and demand in everything. With everything. Supply and demand, right? So think about this. If you lose an area of support, we got to find another area of support, right? Does it matter if Trump said something? Does it matter if there's tariffs? Does it matter about FOMC? Sure. Does that play a part? Yeah. But it's got to lose an area of support or reclaim an area of resistance before it goes higher or lower, right? So when a lot of traders will sit there on days like today and they'll say, it's so fucking hard, it's hard, oh, the market was choppy, oh, this, that, oh, they start crying about it. Guys, there's nothing holding up the chart today on a higher time frame. There's nothing. Now, can it bounce? Of course it can bounce. Why? Because it's trying to find an area of new support. So it's going to try to bounce. And if it fails, well, it's going to continue to go lower. And that's all that happens on these trend days. Whoo! Nobody ever got rich acting like a little bitch. Tell him. Tell him. Ooh. Guys, if I'm not on YouTube anymore, you know why.
She lost all her money. She said, don't feel sorry for me. No. Don't feel sorry, honey.
All right, so here's another bounce off of the Bollinger Band on a 5-minute time frame. Previous candle was a 39-point range. Bollinger Band's kind of flattening out here. I'm looking at a little bit of a wick on the previous. 5-minute candle. We're getting over this 5-minute Bollinger Band here. Market is extended to the downside. Again, does it want to come up here and test 655? I don't know, but let's see, right? Support would be down at 610, which is about 30 points, 20 points down. I'm backing along at 639, guys. 639 is the entry, 10 points. 10 points is what we're looking for. Entry is 639. And this will be the last trade for me, guys. At this point, I'm just fucking around. This point, I'm just fucking around. Ooh, that got rejected pretty hard. The alternative would probably be Discord, right? It'll be the Discord, but I'd probably have to navigate towards like one of the streaming sites that allows like a lot of the like a lot of the DGen type stuff. Maybe Kick or Twitch or something like that. Probably Kick. But like then through Discord streaming service, but that's kind of I don't like it. It's hard to navigate for me. I demonetized my channel, so hopefully YouTube gives me some good graces here, but I can't imagine streaming in silence. I just can't. And that's probably the big majority of why I don't stream every day, is because I like to zoom in and out of different screens and different music and say shit that's not rated for children. So like But yeah, I'll keep everyone posted. If anything, what do they get? What's the worst, right? Knock on wood. They give me a strike. I don't have any, so maybe a slap on the wrist. Tell me I can't make money from YouTube videos. Newsflash, YouTube doesn't pay that much. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm a trader first, so all this other stuff is just... for the birds. Flattening out a bit here. Bollinger Band sitting at 605. Like I said, higher time frames just got a ton of room to go down. I want to see this Bollinger Band hold.
I'm tired of lying, peeping and hiding in low-class places. Oh, I'm so tired, baby. I'm tired of worrying whenever I come home late.
Let's see here. How do I want to manage this?
You can rest assured my woman's no fool. She can tell I've been loving you. Stealing your love the excuse I've been giving just won't hold water. I'm running out of love. Getting hard to think of an alibi. Running out of love. Getting hard to think of an alibi. Please say goodbye. I've got too many eyes to find. Oh, yes, I do.
See if we can reclaim this 5 SMA. If this 5 SMA gets reclaimed, you're going to see a little bit of a bounce and probably trying to target the 640s again.
Trying to do the job of too many men. You can rest assured my woman no fool. She can tell just as good I've been loving you. Stealing your love is getting harder.
There's just not a buyer in sight, though. Not a buyer in sight.
This is good when I've been out with somebody else. You know, a lot of times I don't want to talk about it. And I try to get it off of my mind. But then my conscience, you know, everybody got a conscience. My conscience gets to bothering me. And when I try to go to sleep at night, seem like to me I can hear my conscience say, you ought to be shamed.
There's the low of day again.
You know you got a good woman.
There's the low of day again.
And I made a deal with my conscience. If my conscience didn't bother me, that I sure wouldn't bother my conscience. But every now and then,
1 hour time frame still in free fall mode. 15-minute time frame in free fall mode. 4 hour at support, but looks pretty bad. 1 minute time frame down at its Bollinger Band. Wow, what a fucking flush here. Nice, 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 Norman.
I'd like to take a little time out to tell you that no love will last except God be in the plan. You see, I remember reading where it had been said by them olden days that you had to have a marriage license. But God said, when I join together, let no man put asunder. So every night before we go to bed, I take my baby and we get down on our knees and raise our heads toward heaven. And then we thank God for sending us to each other. We also thank Him for binding us so close together. You see, we could have fallen by the wayside.
Testing the 5 SMA. Guys, I'm managing this trade real quick. That's why I've been quiet. I had to average down a little bit here. I'm back flat here, 50 bucks. So we'll just kind of manage this and see if that wants to bounce for us. $80 up. 4 micros, nothing serious. One of those price targets got hit. I'll sell 2 more there. Whoops. So we're up $70 on 2 micros, $75 on 2 micros. See how much this wants to bounce. A little bit of managing there. At one point in time, this position was down about $160, but I was confident in the long bounce there, so just added into that a little bit. We'll just kind of watch this as it wants to reclaim this 5 SMA. We have 2 minutes left here on this 5-minute candle. We're up about $100 here on 2 micros. And we're touching supply here. This is $132. I'm out. I'm out. Total P&L $1,400, guys. I'm done for the day. I'm done for the day. Done, done, done. Done, done, done. Okay, the bounce is probably going to be the one now. The one that we were waiting for, this is probably the one that's going to go into the close. That candle was a 42-point bounce. Resistance would be sitting up here, closer to 660s. I'm back in again at 641. Nice, 641, so we're up at 10 points here. That's it, I'm out now. Now I'm done, now I'm done. So 1425, I just wanted to see it get over 1400. I was $2 fucking shy. I don't know why that was a thing for me to see it over 1400, but so 1400, 2580. I could see this continuing into 665, but with that being said, guys, we're done. So just to kind of show what we did today, total P&L 1425.80, right? 1425.80. %73 winning trades, a lot of scalps taken, and you guys already know how we're gonna go out. You guys know how we're gonna go out. Later on, Big Dave, welcome for coming through. You got that right. We don't care. Play the game.
Gave one to my girl, gave another to a friend, even gave one to my ex. I don't got any more fucks left. After seeing
Thank you, thank you.
burned up, some lesson learned tough. Don't be generous with your fucks. Ooh. Running, running, I'm running out of fucks to give. Running, running out of fucks to give.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this song can go on repeat. I'm all done trading, guys. I'm just doing some recap and stuff for the Discord.
I'm slowly running out of the shits too much I'm so used to you now. Still I excuse you for breaking your vow. Just like the sunlight I found, I'm used to having you around. You're all I've ever been thinking of. Who am I gonna love now that you've turned me down? Just like the rose, dear, that's used to the sun. Its petals close, dear, when summer is done. And I'm so used to your kisses, all the others seem strange. Used to your loving, and I don't wanna change. I hate to lose you, I'm so used to you now. I hate to lose you, I'm so used to you now. Still I excuse you for breaking your vow. Just like the sunlight I found, I'm used to having you round. You're all I've ever been thinking of. Who am I gonna love now that you've turned me down? Just like the rose, dear, that's used to the sun. Its petals close, dear, when summer is done. When the summer is done. And I'm so used to your kisses, all the others seem strange. Used to your loving, and I don't wanna change. I hate to lose you, I'm so used to you now. Just like the rose, dear, that's used to the sun. Its petals close, dear, when the summer is done. When the summer is done. And I'm so used to your kisses, all the